I hope everyone's doing good, staying healthy. Today on the menu, we will be making sopes. So mine are not the traditional sopes. It's a little bit of a twist, but I know you guys are gonna like them. So I hope that you guys stay tuned to watch and let me show you. Make sure to tag and subscribe if you guys make these sopes. I love to see what you guys come up with, okay? All right, you guys. All right, you guys, for our ingredients today, here we have some MASECA, which is some corn masa flour, okay? So this is the flour that we mainly use when we're making tortillas. You can also use it for tamales, pupusas, atole, empanadas, gorditas, and of course for sopes, okay? There is a few other brands that you guys can use. I just prefer this brand. It's worked for me for a long time, so I'm gonna stick to it, all right? Here we have some guajillo chili pods. This pepper is the less spicier one, but it's still very flavorful, so we are going to be using this one. If you guys want to choose a different chili pod, by all means do that. It's not going to really make a huge difference. We do need some salt. It doesn't matter what kind, you just need some salt. And here we also have some garlic, okay? All right, you guys, these are the ingredients, so let's get started. All right, you guys, so to our bowl, let's go ahead and put in 2 cups of our masa. Okay. So right here, I have 2 cups of water in here. I will not use all of this, but I want to say I'm going to use at least 1.5 cups. If not, 1 3/4, okay? But you're really looking at the consistency. That's what's the most important, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some in, eyeball where I'm at. Let's pour in 1 cup and see what that does. All right, just with our hands, guys. Let's go ahead. Show you guys, this is the consistency that we're using, okay? It's wet, but it's not sticky. As you can see, my hands don't look dirty, okay? So this is what we're looking for, okay? I think we're left with maybe a little over 1/4 of water left in our cup, okay? But again, don't worry about the water. Just worry about the consistency that this is, okay? That's what's important, all right? Okay. So now we're gonna move on to forming our sopes, all right? All right, you guys. So right here, I have a little setup going. I do have my comal right here on the stove. I have it on about medium heat. I lightly greased it, but I did want to show you guys, if you do not own a comal, that's okay. You can use a griddle as well. I went ahead and took mine out to show you guys. This works just as good. Also, you can use a pan if you don't have either of these. You can also use a pan. It is, however, a little bit harder sometimes to do the flipping, and because the sides are raised, you can only put so many on there. So ideally, you guys want to use something that doesn't have walls, okay, like flatter edges. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go ahead and grab some of our dough. Now, if you guys have a tortilla press, that's fine. You guys can go ahead and use that. I have one, however, I don't think you need it because you're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be making, I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, it's easier to show you guys, okay? So go ahead, grab some of your masa, flatten it out like a tortilla, okay? I'm gonna probably turn down the heat just a little bit because it feels really hot. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this. So used to making tortillas that now I'm trying to make sopes. I'm making them too small. Okay, so a good trick to help you guys when you guys are trying to roll out your discs, you guys can have your hands a little bit moist. That helps too. You can also have your hands oiled. You can put a little bit of oil on your hands too, since you guys know you're going to be frying them. But this is basically all we're looking for, okay? This is what we want. Just some little ones, okay? So we're just putting that on there, low heat. You're not cooking these all the way. You guys are only going to cook a little bit, okay? And I'm going to show you guys that. Just a second. So we just want to toast these up. We're just going to toast these up, okay? Alright, you guys, so I went ahead and started on the other ones, but as soon as I pulled off my sope from the grill, I didn't let it cook all the way, okay? So it's semi-cooked, but it's enough where I can still bend and shape my dough, okay? You don't want to fully cook it on there right now. That's not the plan. We're going to make these into sopes, so we still have to shape our rim, okay? And as you guys can see, I'm just going around and shaping. If anything cracks or tears, you just form it back together, okay? You just squeeze it back in place. This is the best way to get that rim shape. If you guys do it ahead of time and then try to fry them, sometimes it just doesn't work. But however you guys want to do it, this is just the way that I do it. I've had better luck this way, and it comes out great. So here's 3. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the ones that I still have on the comal. When these are done, you guys, you're gonna just let them cool off, okay? And just let that dough relax a little bit, because we're still gonna deep fry these bad boys. And don't worry, you guys, these do not need to look perfect. Don't have to worry about them being perfect circles with perfect rims. They're gonna taste delicious, okay? All right, you guys, I'm gonna show you once more how to form our sopes. We're just gonna use our fingers and go right around the rim, okay? I mean, really, however you guys wanna do it, it's not wrong, okay? As long as you guys have that rim. All right, and again, if anything starts to break or tear, just squeeze it back together. It should still be pliable enough where you guys can squish it back together, okay? All right, and just so you guys know, this is just a normal towel, one of my kitchen towels, and I'm gonna go ahead and let the sopes cool off while we start on our sauce to dip our sopes in before we fry them. That's a surprise, you guys. Okay, I'm excited to eat these later because I know that they're gonna be good. All right. Okay, so this one's done. I feel like my rim nice and deep. Perfect. All right, so that's it. All right, you guys. Guys, I have my chiles right here. I have about 15 chili peppers in here with some water. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in the microwave to soften them up. Don't forget that tip that I showed you guys on my last video. You guys now don't have to boil them. You can just heat them up in the microwave with some water, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and soften these up and then we'll go to the next step. All right, you guys, so we do have our peppers. They are nice and cooked. Now we're gonna go ahead and put them in the blender, okay? Just toss them all in there. And I do want to use this water too, okay? Not all of it, but some of it, all right? Go ahead and pour in about a cup or so. Should do it. I'm gonna be putting in a 1.5 cloves inside there as well. And also 1 tablespoon of the salt, okay? Remember, we didn't put any salt on the sopes, so this should be salted. Right, guys? And now we blend. Guys, I went ahead and switched bowls because I realized I do need something a little bit bigger, but handy dandy strainer, okay? Go ahead and pour your mixture in there. Okay. Now you're gonna go ahead and just strain out all the skin and seeds, okay? Guys, so it is done, okay? This is what we're going to be using to dip our sopes in before we fry them, okay? It tastes delicious. It's salted. It's perfect, okay? All right, you guys, so let's get ready. We're going to heat some oil up on the stove in a pot, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys. So as you can see, our oil is starting to pop over here. Be very careful. This is very, very hot. We do have our sauce right here, and our sopes are over here. You guys can't really see them. I'll try to show you guys, but they're right here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, grab a sope, dip it, dunk it in the oil to fry up, okay? I put some foil down just so it doesn't get too crazy messy over here, but we're gonna go ahead and start, okay? And again, it wouldn't be a video without my kids in the background talking about something. All right, so that's it. Just like that. You hear how it's sizzling? Be very careful, you guys, okay? Remember, dip it in, get a good coat, drop it in, okay? Be very, very careful, you guys. Very, very, very careful. Get a spoon if your oil is not on top of them. I'm going to show you guys, okay? Fry them up. And they'll be done the same way regular sopes are. You guys will know. The dough will be cooked, but it's not going to take too long. Ooh, looks delicious already. All right, I'm going to set you guys back down, okay? All right, guys, let's do some more. Sopa. Get a good little dunk in there. Throw it in. Dip. Dip. Throw it in. Throw it in. It's really important, you guys, that you let these cook, okay? Don't mess with them. You know, like I said, you guys use your spoon to put hot oil in them, but for the most part, do not mess with them because they do break very easily once you guys dip them in the sauce. they become very fragile, okay? The only way to prevent that is to not mess with them when they're frying. Let them get crispy in there as a whole. And then, you know, you guys can start flipping them and do what you guys want. I already see one of them in here. Looks like it's kind of cracked. It's not falling apart. So I'm gonna leave it alone, let it cook. And then when I take it out, it's still gonna taste really good, but it might crack. But just know that's normal, it's okay. Don't waste them, you guys. You can still eat them. You might have to just do halves, and that's totally okay, all right? All right, you guys, I wanna go ahead and show you guys how we are going to top these sopes, okay? So earlier this morning, I went ahead and I cooked my frijoles, but really any beans will do. And this is just the way I top it. You guys don't have to do it like this. It's just the way I like to. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna put on some crema, some sour cream. Go ahead and put some on there. All right, next, I wanna go ahead and put my beans. Okay. And this is the good thing about sopes, you guys, is they're so much more sturdier than a tostada that you can load it. All right, so now I have some carne asada that I went ahead and just really quickly fried up on the stove. All right, just gonna shred it up a little bit more. Pop it on. Okay, just like that. I have some lettuce here that I went ahead and cut up. Okay, I have some queso fresco, so I'm gonna go ahead and layer that up on there as well. Okay, I have some salsa. Really doesn't matter which kind you guys have. Today I have avocado salsa. It's one of my favorites. It's a little bit on top, and some cilantro. Okay. Bam. And that's it, you guys. This is what we got. This is what we're working with, okay? You guys see that? You guys see the sides? You see all that flavor in there? Okay? All right. So let's taste it, okay? I'll try to get myself on camera. You guys see that? It's delicious. Remember, if you guys make this, make sure to tag me, okay? I'd love to see how it turns out for you guys, okay? Thank you guys.